Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Jarrod Alberich, the art sale artist here. I was just going to do some inking, and I thought I would do it via the live stream. So if anybody wants to come in and say hello or have any questions about this stuff, you're more than welcome to do so. Hope everybody's having a good, what is this, Wednesday? So I got a page from Cold Lightning, which is a comic book written by Allen Plexico. And the pencils are by Wendell Cavalcanti. He's out of South America. And I'm just going to be doing a little ink work on this. And I invite you to relax to these smooth sounds by Joe November. And join. I just got back from a walk outside. I wear a weighted walk vest. And it's starting to get a little warm. But I finally cooled down from my walk. And I figured, I got a little time before I podcast with the fellas tonight. So I'll try to get some inking done on this page. I figured, why not do it with you guys? So right now I'm just basically outlining the panels. I know all the cool kids do it digitally now, but I still do it this way. But I mean, there's still some digital that goes on in this. Once I'm done with this, it'll get scanned in. And, you know, if there's any kind of tiny little mess up on a panel or whatever, just like the tiniest little blurb, we can always go in digitally and trim it and stuff. But doesn't stop me from doing my best for doing these straight lines. So Cold Lightning is a science fiction comic book, like I said, written by Allen Plexico, based on his novella of the same name. Van's written several books in the sci-fi series that this world is built in. And this is a 3-part comic series. Basically, it takes 3 issues to tell the 90-page novella. I like inking. To me, inking's just kind of soothing. You know, some people use those coloring books for adults to kind of relax. This is similar to that. It's kind of relaxing for me. But, you know, honestly, it can be a little bit stressful because you don't want to mess up. But then again, you just have to remember, you know, if you do mess up, you can always scan in what's good and then print out another blue line and work on what you didn't like and then mix the two later on digitally. That's the wonderful world of digital we live in. No problem with that corner. Love me a little corner. There we go. That's kind of my method, is just to first do all the panels. And then I kind of work in panel order. Again, I find this a little bit relaxing, especially with the sweet Joe November jams. Speaking of which, if you're checking it out here, let me see if I can swap my screen. There's his SoundCloud page. Can't say enough about my boy Joe. We were in the Air Force together. And he always wanted to be a music producer, and I always wanted to work on comics. So here we are, over 20 years later. We both followed our dreams. So check out Joe's SoundCloud if you get a chance. And I'll show that again a little later on.
This is Selection Radio.
Like, he's got a big panel inset with these little panels laying over it, which I really like. It makes the page exciting to look at. But I also, it's one of those things where I double check to make sure I'm understanding his layout so I don't screw this portion of it up. Or screw up his panel layouts, well, then I have to start over. That line went down smooth, just the way I wanted it. Sometimes they go down the way you want them to. Don't want anybody snicker at that. All right, almost done with the panel layouts. One more line of that. All right, got all that down pretty good for the most part. Got a little tweak I want to do right here. And again, I probably could have tweaked that digitally when I was done, but I'm one of those perfectionists. Maybe perfectionists make the best anchors. I don't know. Because we just want to get it all right the first time. All right, now I'm looking for... I want to use another sharp. This one's fine. I'm going to use a Sharpie no bleed for a little bit, just to put down some basic lines. I'm going to start in my top left panel, and I'm going to work on the guy. And I like to start sometimes with the eyes. I feel like if you mess up the eyes, you mess up the whole thing. So if I'm going to mess up, I'm going to mess up early. Really like these no bleed pens. I can do a lot with them. I can do just about everything I want with a no bleed, but so I can put down a thin line, I can put down a heavy line. All right, Inker's Nightmare right there. Something small right under the drawing that caused just a little hiccup in my line. That's all right, because this line's going to get thickened anyway. There we go. And always going to be careful. There's nothing hiding under that paper. It'll come get you. Yeah, I do like I said. I like these Sharpie no bleeds. They go down smooth. I can do a lot of different weights. I can't there's a point where I have to grab one of my more fancier ink pens when I want to get super small. That's what I got these for. But I tell you, I do a lot of my ink work with just these Sharpie no bleeds, your basic Sharpie. The only downside of those is, they're not archival. They will fade over time. But I mean, we live in a digital world now, so all this stuff gets scanned in before any of that'll ever happen. And I mean, if you collect and you want to get an original page that's done with this kind of ink, you can still preserve it. I mean, you can keep it out of the sunlight and all that jazz. But those are my preferred tools. I've actually tried a lot of different tools on this job. This is book 3, and this is pretty much the book I learned to ink on because we've been working on this for about 4 years now. So I've done brushwork on here. You name it. I've done it and tried it. And all of it has its place, that's for sure. So I see I got a couple of folks out there watching. Just want to say hey. Feel free to say hey in the chat. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, feel free to ask. That I do like to use so that they do last longer, because like I said, I know Sharpies aren't archival, but I do like to use Sharpie Extreme. Get a like and subscribe banner going there for the Long Box Crusade. Those of you who are checking it out, or if you're watching this as a replay and it's no longer live. Too long, so I'm going to flip. Question from Kathy in the chat. What page number am I working on? This is page 15 of Cold Lightning number 3. So about, I think he's got 22 or 23 pages on that one, so I'm closing in. I'm finishing that up. Again, if you're digging the music, I'm going to play with the screen for a second. There you go. Joe November's SoundCloud page. Check it out. He makes the coolest stuff. Very soothing music to draw to, or ink to in this case. Yeah, tonight on Long Walks Crusade, we're going to be talking about Batman cereal from 43. And we're going to be talking about some Lone Wolf and Cub. Again, those won't be live, so don't look for those here tonight, but they will eventually be on the network. We're doing the recordings tonight. If you're a fan of the network, you know we take a bit of time to edit our podcasts. We pride ourselves on some production value, so we take our time to make sure we get those sounding good for you guys. There we go. All coming together. I see your comment there, Kathy. She said he's looking very chiseled. Yes, he is a chiseled guy. I'm trying to see which character this is. If this is one of the humans or one of the more godlike guys. I can't remember what this zoomed in. It looks... I have to go back and look at the script again, read it again, because I can't remember. Go, just adding a little detail. I'm gonna go to the tried and true Sharpie Extreme. I want a nice thick line for his shoulder. And as you can see, when I put that down, you see there's a variation there. And that's where I bring this guy back. And I just kind of start smoothing out the line on the edges with the no blade pen. And what's nice about it is it'll kind of add a nice little organic thin and thick effect on this line. Up the shoulder and over. Smooth that part out down there. There you go. All coming together. All right, let's knock out this hairline. Ooh, I like that. Smoothing out some of these face lines as I move back up to the hairline. Now my penciler, which again is Wendell Cavalcanti from South America. He has a lot of like heavy black on this guy's hair, and have a little bit of highlight sheen to it, which you'll see in a minute once I fill in the black. Got a very slick look going. So in the world of comics, I mainly ink and write. Now I'm sitting here pondering, which one do I enjoy doing more? I think inking has the more immediate gratification, but writing has a very overall, like when you finally see your story, you physically hold the book in your hand. Definitely, because I mean, I've physically held books I've inked before and ones I've written before, and it's a stronger feeling for the ones I've written, although I'm pretty proud of the books I've inked. But like I said, this is just kind of fun and relaxing. I figured I'd share this time with you guys today. Keep forgetting. I like to work. Keep forgetting I showed you the page upside down. I spin this thing 27 different ways while I'm inking it. So I hope I'm not making anybody nauseous.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics. Come on.
Got me singing along with them Joe November tunes. Now you get an idea of how long it takes. Well, I don't know if I'm average or if I'm slow, but here we are at just over half-hour mark of the video. And I've done the box outlines and almost finished this one headshot. So it's a little bit time consuming, but again, it's always nice when I get the time to do it like now. Good news for you, Joe November. Kathy says your music is at least a 9.5 in the chat. If you're watching and you're shy about coming to chat, don't be. Everybody's real friendly around these parts. We are getting there. Like I said, it takes a little time. Over half an hour. Still working on the first panel. Maybe I'm just slow. Yeah, but I enjoy it. Picking up these lines. Basically, I'm using the Sharpie No Bleed. It puts down a real, like it says, it doesn't bleed. So it puts down a real nice clean line, no fuzzy edge. So basically, I build myself a little wall. That's what I'm doing right now. Of Sharpie No Bleed. Now I can come in with the old Sharpie Extreme and just solid that up, and it won't fuzz out of those lines. I'm kind of building myself like a little dam or a little wall there, so I'll still have a real hard clean line there on the end. I can fill it in. I'll order some more Sharpie Extremes. I'm starting to get low on them. Yeah, I like to use Extremes just because they're anti-fade. They last a lot longer than a regular Sharpie. Again, I mean, I'm going to scan this in, so it'll, even if I use just regular Sharpie, that's fine. But if somebody would like to buy this original piece off of me later on, I want it to last a good long time, so Sharpie Extreme it is. Now, let me tell you in all honesty what I'm not looking forward to. The downsides of working on a sci-fi comic is all the tech. All this tech you see down here, all the tech in the background, that is going to be a lot of ruler work and line work, and that's not as nearly as forgiving as organic work on a person. I can make some mistakes here and still salvage the piece pretty well. But if I make a big mistake up here, well, going to show. It'll do a lot of work to hide any mistakes I make in the tech area. So we pretty much have got the guy done in panel 1. I may come back and do stuff like this, just kind of detail him a little bit more as I go. But that's pretty much
Even if this comes
pretty much the guy.
Straight up. Straight up, straight up, straight up. Always. Lean it to the side and it'll look like a little tree's far away. Look like the wind's blowing 1,000 miles an hour, about to blow them away. There, straight up.
So I guess I can only put it off for so long. Time to start working on the tech stuff. All right, so Wendell's got a little bit of a heavier black at the top with a little texture to it. So I'm going to start working on that. So what I mean, he's got like a textured roof at the top, which is, he's got like, I'll show you. It's got a couple of little divots in it right there at the top, which is kind of cool. So I come back in and it's tiny little details like that that'll add a little bit of fun to the page, because he could have just done a solid, made a thicker line across the top, but by adding those little divot details, gives the panel just that much more, a little bit of life. And again, I kind of build myself a little dam, and it's also a little safe spot, just in case the marker gets away from me a little bit. I got a little area to play in, so I don't mess up my nice solid line that I just put down. There we go. It's a little textured line at the top. And this is the point where I'm going to switch over to a much smaller pen. I'm going to use my Micron 005, because we got some real thin tech lines going on in the background. Maybe even hard for you guys to see on the screen. I can see in the drawing that Wendell's messing with me, because I can tell what he did with pencil. He did it freehand because he knew I was going to have to come back here and get out the ruler, start sweating it. So this is going to be like a real thin line. And he made a pair of them, so they had a nice little background tech. He likes to torture me, I'm pretty sure. Just enough to give the hint that there's some tech back there. Just like that. Now he's got a shadow. It's probably hard for you to see, but I can see where he's got a shadow built in. So I'm going to put that shadow in. This is where it gets tricky, because I can bring my shadow line. I got to make sure not to go into the area that I just made. There we go. I got it. Let's go. There we go. I also don't want him to lose. He drew this nice little, just this little bump, like I said, that gives it personality. And I don't want to lose that, even though where he's got a shadow going, we'll fill in and lose it. But I'm going to see what it looks like if we don't lose it, because I like it. So I'm going to leave it just a little bit highlighted, like this tech line we just put in. See how it looks. folks. Get nervous filling around these tiny little lines. It's all right. It's all coming together. Now I got to get a little nervous again as I fill in around this tiny little line. Tell you about, to be an inker, I'd say you need to be two things. One is decisive. A lot of the times you're basically helping the penciler. Penciler's laid down some stuff, and you can tell sometimes when the penciler is a little less confident about something, more confident. I mean, he's clearly confident down here. He's got like notes about what the color should do and all that stuff. Wendell's a pretty confident penciler overall, but sometimes he'll like, should this be shaded? Should this not? Kind of leaving it up to me. So one thing I've noticed as an inker, you kind of have to have a strong decision-making ability. And the other key ability is to not panic if you mess up. There's a lot of tricks that you can hide mess ups with that I've learned over these last few years. I've learned to hide mess ups real well. And again, the good part is the digital error is your friend. So like if I get this panel perfect and then I screw this one up, I can always scan and keep that panel. It's one of the benefits of the modern era. And I could print out another blue line and then just work that panel from there on. Then I could just overlay, combine the two. Still, it bothers me. I'm kind of a perfectionist. Luckily, knock on wood, all the pages I've done so far for this book, I haven't had to do that. I've been very satisfied with every page in its entirety. I see a couple folks watching. Just want to say hey. You're definitely welcome in the chat if you have questions about this or podcast, Long Box Crusade. I don't know, anything you want to talk about. I'm also smart on leadership skills, military time. Those are bonus topics I bring to the table. I'm at a real light line that you folks out there in YouTube land probably can't even see, but I'm just going to give a little bit of a highlight. Don't necessarily enjoy doing this tech inking, but hey, sometimes it's a necessary evil. That line came together perfectly. That was very exciting for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually adding a line here that wasn't there before, just to give it a little double. Give it a little bit of excitement. Pencilers generally don't mind too much if you add a little extra detail. They don't get thrilled if you delete anything that they did, though. Always try to enhance or add to for your penciler, never ever take away. So that tech is filling in. Inking tech, ladies and gentlemen. Don't enjoy it, but when you're working on a sci-fi comic, it's part of the gig. Yeah, and I can see Wendell messing with me. I can tell this box that I'm painstakingly doing with this ruler. I can tell he drew it by hand. He was like, bah, Jarrod will ruler it up for me. And he's right. In the end, it makes sense, too. You might as well work a little faster and let me take care of it. That's why Van gives me the big bucks. Look at that. That tech's coming together all right. I'll take a drink break. All right. Now you see we have what's even more tough is not necessarily ruler work, but hard curved lines, which means I got to go find my curves. Ready for some noise as I do some digging. Here's one. And I should have a blue one. Blue one. So those are French curves. They have a lot of different curve angles that you can use on them. Mine are actually in a couple of different sizes, which is nice because I have a variety there to choose from. So let's do a curved line, shall we? So basically I take my curve and I try to find it a surface like right there fits his curved line pretty well. So now I have a nice little tech curve line. Now, by the way, he's got another one just offset from it, so I can just tilt out and do that. Do a little cheater move and connect the two by hand. Nobody will know except for those who watch the video. Let's do. I see he's got another curved line on the inside of the door. That curve looks pretty good. He's loving these curved lines on this one. Sometimes I get some wild curves from Wendell that my tools. Ooh, see, I messed up there, but that's a lucky moment because the spot I messed up in is going to be colored in black anyway. Got lucky on that one, folks. There's a shadow that comes down over all that. So yeah, sometimes the inky gods, they smile upon you.
The refreshing sleep you need this summer. Hurry to your local Ashley store to explore our wide selection of mattresses.
All right, apparently we're doing advertising now.
Only at America's #1 furniture and mattress store, Ashley. Visit your local Ashley store or visit ashley.com for details.
All right, that was weird. I'm not sponsored by Ashley, just so y'all know. Although if Ashley wants to reach out, that's fine. All right. Now I just play connect the lines. A little cheat and connect by hand there. Little cheat and connect by hand there. So I'm going to go back to the no bleed because I can use a thicker line. Be a little more confident in this one. So that's a good thing that there's a shadow there. Perfect. Fill that part of the shadow in now. Ooh, tech. Who doesn't love inking some tech? I don't know how the inker on like Iron Man does it. That's just tech. That's just, woo. That's templates and French curves and rulers all day. And every line's nerve-wracking. You don't want to mess it up. Tech, tech, tech. Word draw tech. It's good times. We're getting there, though. This little door is coming together. Good time to remind everybody that this sweet, sweet Joe November music. There's his scroll up so you can see what the banner looks like. There's his SoundCloud page. Check him out. He's the coolest. Find out what track I'm on now. There you go. All right, back to the templates. There we go. Tiny little pen lines. It'll all come together. That's what I keep telling myself. The door's coming to life. We're getting there. So if you learn nothing else today, at least you learned that you don't have to spend a ton on super fancy art tools. I mean, these Pigma microns are relatively affordable. Sharpie no bleeds are kind of about the same price, actually. But I do love the versatility of Sharpie no bleed. Oh my goodness, the dad rap is now on. This is the rap song that I put lyrics on for Joe. So let's all enjoy that for a minute, I guess.
Sorry, it was red square versus blue square, and imagination had to take you there. Except for black and white TV, it was a gray square and a gray square. No high definition and cellular phones. I had to pretend the gray square was Indiana Jones. Next came Nintendo. Talk about my mind blown. We had Link, Metroid, Castlevania, and Mario. How many lawns did I have to mow to get my hands on just enough dough? Man, you don't even know, but I did it for show. And I took my hard-earned cash to the store, ran upstairs with my new Nintendo. Moved all my He-Mans and G.I.
Hope y'all are enjoying this.
All up and do you know, same black and white TV, man, it's got to go.
Isn't it permissible for me to rap along with myself on this track?
Oh, snap. What I just see? Portable Nintendo, and it's waiting for me. They call it Game Boy, and I can't wait to see all the sweet games that can travel with me. We're talking Zelda, Batman, even Tetris for free. Man, I'm hip deep in game ecstasy. First, I gotta buy some AA batteries. Let's see how amazing it can be. Power it on, and what do I see? A black and white screen staring right back at me. Now it's high school, make a minimum wage. Bought a color TV to join the modern age. I sport a used Genesis.
Being real careful in these tight spaces.
Blood, Code, and Mortal Kombat. Got 16
Especially
bits
with these
on my
tiny
color
little lines
screen.
don't want to exceed.
Something called blast processing. A blue hedgehog who runs really fast, but Nintendo hits back with a link to the past. I'm addicted to that Zelda, so I got to run out and get that Super NES. Yeah, that's no doubt. I keep glancing at my Genesis. Man, what's next? Sega answers back with a 32X and a Sega CD.
I'm probably the only person who's rapped about the 32X. Well, I forgot. This is the internet age. I'm probably not the only person that's rapped about the
Now I'm in college,
32X.
Auburn University. My roommate has a PS1. Best for me, showing up for class and making good grades is really hard to do when you're tomb raiding caves. That Sony game system, man. Yeah, that's Metal Gear Solid, that game was on point. Castlevania, Symphony of the Night.
Learn nothing else from this, folks,
it's
that I have
best game ever.
no sense of shame.
Nintendo drops the N64, Ocarina of Time, man. Need I say more? And in these college years, no party was fly unless somebody busted out that golden eye. Now I'm married, scoring a PS2. Made sure she was a gamer before I said I do. She's into RPGs like Dragon Quest. I'm telling y'all, this girl's the best. I'm in the military, and I'm in Iraq. Seems every GI has an Xbox in their pack. That sucker weighs 15 pounds, that's the truth. It's the only gaming system that might be bulletproof. I finished my war, headed home at last. Got a big stack of games for Dreamcast. Underrated system with some really great games. D2 and Dino Crisis, just to name names.
How this tune isn't a, Grammy Award
Out of the
winner,
military,
we may
and
never know.
civilian life. Just me, my boy, and of course my wife. Upgrading now to PS3, 360, and of course a Wii. Keeping up with my faves like Castlevania, Tomb Raider, and Legend of Zelda. The wife is still rocking her RPGs, playing with the boy with the Lego series, and along with PS4 and Xbox One, my wife and I have our second son. With this many gamers, there's one thing to do: buy some more TVs and a Wii U. So here I am, career wife and 2 kids. Not a lot of time for gaming, but I squeeze it in and get a couple hours like once a month. Can't game all the time, but it's still fun. My last few rhymes are for the youth, so listen up while I drop some truth. When you're playing online with an old man, maybe take it easy on him whenever you can. Yeah, you're better than me. You play every day. I've got work, wife, kids, bills to pay. So before teabagging me and calling me new, remember the old gamers who built this for you. Gaming.
There's that sweet, sweet
Got a
chorus.
hold of me. I found my first love with Atari. Yeah, that flows better. Yeah, that's some dad rap right there. Raw dad rap. Good luck, Joe. I love you.
All right, we survived another foray into dad rap. And I've just about finished the door. Now I just have this floor part to
I've been to
do.
London, I've been to France, I've been to Tokyo. Get the request, they get the check, get them on the road.
Yep, we're at just about an hour, and I've managed to lay down the 4 outline boxes and almost finish panel 1. Makes me wonder how many hours I've spent working on this kind of stuff.
Make sure the dough is correct, and they give me the proper respect. If there was a vet, if we connect, no worry, I'm there, no sweat. TSA pre-checking, shoes on, I keep stepping. 8 know me like my best friends, so I'm through with no questions. Let us some podcasts, couple new tunes for the flight. Got a few beats I want to write.
This tune we're listening to now is a cool time for my boy Joe November. Mega Ran put out these lyrics and welcomed any producer to put a beat to it. Kind of had a competition, and Joe did really well in it. I don't know if he was ultimately selected, but he made like Final 4 type of deal. It's pretty cool. I'm proud of him. No place like home. That's right. I'll sing to you on this.
Like I'm dreaming and I can't even believe it. I can't believe it. Blessings I'm receiving constantly keeping me leaving. Keeping me leaving. Reason that when you be seeing me, I'm always cheesing. I'm always cheesing. Even when I know the feeling is fleeting, man, I don't be needing the reason was better than home. And they say it's where the heart is, where they gon' love you regardless. Staying with you through the hardships, yes, where it all started. I got a new bed, and honestly, it's kinda comfortable. I don't like getting up, so if I'm picking up, you best believe that it better be wonderful. Like, all order up in shiny robes, but I never need designer clothes. I'm in sweats when it's time to go. Comic-Cons, it was comical. Long time ago, now I'm home. It could be Austin, could be Seattle, could be
Back to the Fin Pen. The Micron 005. Like I said, Wendell likes to torture me. He put a ton of tiny little lines in this. But I gotta admit, it's gonna look cool when it's done. I ain't gonna question the man.
like home. There ain't no place like home. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. There ain't no place like. I've been to London, I've been to France, I've been to Tokyo.
Tiny lines.
Request, I get the check, and then I'm on the road. They run the ads, I pick a bag, I gotta rock the show. But wherever I go, there ain't no place like home.
Tiny lines. Tiny lines. Courtney! What's up, Courtney? Been a while since we played this game, hasn't it? And a little shading on this side. Also covering up all tiny little mistakes on this end. Told you I'm always up to something. There we go. I want to make this line down here a little smoother, and since it's the one in the front, it's okay for it to be a little thicker. So I'm going to smooth it out. There we go. That looks good too. I like that. I'm glad I thickened that line. All came together. I got the two most solid supporters of the Long Box Crusade here in the chat right now. Kathy and Courtney. That sounds like the name of a show we should add to the network. The Kathy and Courtney Show. We are almost done with this panel, folks. And then I'll probably need to go get cleaned up and make sure everybody's doing good in my household before we get to some late night podcasting. Oh. Well, if you folks follow me on Twitter, which as you can see is, hang on, right there, at Yard Sale Artist, you'll know that I had some delicious pork chops tonight. I had marinated them in a Puerto Rican marinade, bitter orange marinade for like 36 hours. And oh my goodness, did they come out good. Filling in this line is a little nerve-wracking because there's very little room for error. But worst case scenario, if I do make a mistake, I can thicken it a little bit and hide my mistake. But it looks like we're going to be okay. There we go. That one came out all right. Closing in on the panel, ladies and gentlemen. Get the request, I get the check, and then I'm on the road. They run the ads, I pick a bag, I gotta rock the show. But wherever I go, there ain't no place like home. There we go. That line went down good. Notice how rarely I say that. It takes a lot for me to be really happy with a line. I have acceptable, and then I have the ones that make me real happy. That's good. Just thickening these up a little bit. It's all coming together. Need to talk to my boy, Mighty Mark. See if he wants to start coming on these too. Love to have him on here when it's convenient. In fact, Mark and I are talking about doing some new stuff together. I'll reveal more details as the time gets closer. But if it works out, then Mark and I will be back doing some things together. I'll do some inking. He'll be doing some drawing. It'll be exciting. All right. All right. He's got a couple other real thin enhancement lines that I will add. But wherever I go, there ain't no place like home. 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 There ain't no place like home. No place like home. No place like home. No place like home. There ain't no place like home. That's about it. All right. I'm gonna noodle just a little bit here and there, smooth out some stuff that I don't like. There we go. I like that better. Probably stuff you guys can't even see. But all come together when it goes to print. All right, I'm just over an hour, and I got to go do some stuff before I get with my guys at podcast tonight. So thanks for stopping in and chatting with me, especially Kathy and Courtney, everybody who stopped by to give it a view. I really appreciate it. Let me give you the usual spiels. If you want to follow me, I'm at Yard Sale Artist, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And you can check out my artwares at www.theyardsaleartist.com. We are part of the Long Box Crusade Network. If you would like to become a Crusaders Club member, which is essentially joining our Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/longboxcrusade for as little as $1 a month. You can get in on it. We have a bunch of members that have a lot of fun. It's a good crew, folks. So I definitely recommend it just for the fun. We do all kinds of raffles and giveaways. Your buck goes a long way, trust me. And once again, as I wind up for tonight, I want to remind everybody that we've been listening to Joe November's playlist off of SoundCloud. Please support Joe. Check him out. Give him likes, shares, thumbs ups, retweets, all that stuff. And if you're interested in checking out the Long Box Crusade, we are on all the podcast catchers out there. And we're ready to have some fun with you. So you guys have been great. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for spending an hour with me as I inked basically one panel. But hey, sometimes that's the game. I'll catch everybody later.